Sebastian, my name is Ash Singh. I am part of the Norway royal family. How are you doing?
Hi Ash, I'm good. I'm good, yeah, man. We see it as a fintech company that's digitizing the pesky physical receipt. We're offering a SaaS solution to send your customers receipt directly to their mobile bank, accounting software, loyalty apps in real time, costing one third of printing the physical receipt, actually.
Mm,
Preparing you for a more sustainable and digital everyday life and providing you a two-way post-purchase communication platform between you and your customers, increasing upsell opportunities, user satisfaction, and lowering the warehouse turnaround times. So let's make that receipt a tool for direct communication with your customers and never need to print another receipt again. We
mm.
are in the market from September with a reach of 50,000 purchase points and a distribution deal with Mastercard. And we are currently have two banks on board with around 750,000 users. And we are preparing for a 2 million round mid next year.
Got it. Got it. All
Yes.
right. So you're looking for $2 million, 2 million US dollars, euros.
Yeah.
What are we
Yeah. Yeah.
US dollars?
Sorry. I could have been more precise on that. Thanks.
Yeah. Because I can give you 2 million Indonesian rupees right now if you want. You know, what I mean, that's no problem. I
Really
can,
nice. The volume is big at
you
least.
know, yeah. Does Norway have a royal family, by the way?
They have actually, yeah, correct.
Okay. All right. All right. So I
It's a
guessed
little bit
correctly.
like
I've always
yeah, it's a little bit like the British
okay. All right. So
government
I have
way.
no authority, but my great great grandfather has a lot of money,
Yeah,
okay. Got it. All right. So
pretty
here's
much.
so this Sebastian. Part of these sessions is for me to just role play what my life would be like. So today I'm Michael Bloomberg's we had Michael Bloomberg's child, right? And I'm
Yeah,
also the Norway royal. So Sebastian, I want to talk about this. Okay.
yeah,
So I think again the idea of I call it like clean receipts, right? The idea that
mm,
when we typically go to a grocery store, okay, here in Canada, in the U.S., and all the other components, there's still this question around, would you like a receipt?
yeah, exactly. We want to turn that
Okay,
around. Yeah,
okay, right? And so when I look at your problem, right, the way I would frame it up, right, because some people might not understand this problem, okay? Um, the idea of the current situation is almost every retailer now has a loyalty program, okay,
correct.
where they issue points, okay? What they're not doing, and I can only speak for markets like Singapore and Canada and the US and in the UK, places where I have a credit card and I transact, right? So I live in these markets and in France and in
Yeah,
Paris,
yeah,
right? So what happens is that you go to buy something and they'll issue you your points and then they'll ask if you want a receipt, okay? And it
yeah,
stops there. And what you're doing is you're saying no. What happened? Or sometimes they'll email you a receipt too, which is
yeah.
stupid,
Sometimes
right?
that happens. Yeah, but that's just a picture, right? That's a stupid thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, go on.
yeah, right, correct.
Yeah,
And so what you're saying is that, Sebastian, I see you as a great COVID story. Okay, right?
mm,
Pre-COVID, sometimes we were being like, okay, sure, I'll take a receipt and I'll put it in my pocket, right? When
yeah.
COVID started, it's like, dude, why are you even asking me that question?
I
You
don't
know
want
what
to
I
touch
mean?
it.
A
I don't want to
receipt,
touch it.
yeah,
Yeah,
right. So
yeah.
when I think about your platform, right, and I want to make sure I get the name right because so it's the Zept platform,
Seat, like
Zeet,
receipt,
Zeet.
like
Okay,
receipt.
yeah, okay, okay. Receipt, Zeet, like a receipt, Zeet. Okay,
Yes,
so I got
exactly.
that right. Okay,
I didn't
Zeet.
get the
So
S.
the Zeet
I
platform,
didn't guess. I didn't get the S when I registered it.
Rens Domain, don't worry, you're a hipster, right?
Yeah,
Zeds are cooler than S's anyways.
that's
Okay,
what I
so
thought.
you don't have to you just get a $10 domain. It's much better in the beginning, right? So
Exactly.
the Zeet platform
Mm,
is a COVID solution, but the question for me is if I've when you talk to an investor, you want to take them on a story. Okay, you go to a
mm,
grocery store, people ask you for your loyalty card and offer you a receipt and you have no knowledge about anything, they have no knowledge on you, okay,
yeah,
except for the fact of the loyalty points. Now, within the loyalty points, there might be some information about the transaction history, correct? Is that
yep,
right?
that is
When you
correct.
scan it. So
Probably
talk to
yes.
me about besides saving, it's a third of the cost, right? To use your
Yep,
platform, okay?
yep.
And what I understand is you can plug and play with all major point of sales terminals. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
that's correct.
Easily. So that didn't come out in your pitch, just how seamless it is. Okay.
Yeah.
It saves 2/3 the cost of receipts. How much money are people spending? How much does a grocery store spend on receipts? I don't know. I mean, is that like $5 or
It's
think
a
about
receipt is
what
about
is this?
two. It's about 2 cents. A receipt is about 2 cents.
Okay.
If
So
you
you
if you
drop
if you
that.
if you increase if you include the maintenance cost of the printer and so on, like the lifetime of a printer.
Sure. So instead of spending 2 cents a receipt, they're spending less than 1 cent.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. And 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 that adds up, right? Because they're probably issuing, how much does a grocery store do? They do millions of
Yeah,
receipts.
yeah, they do 1.8 billion receipts in Norway. Well, the
Okay.
transactions, you can of course say no to receipt, of course, but
Yeah. Yeah.
that's then you actually say no, right? That's the thing. Then
Sure.
you actually don't get it.
But there's a
If you
fixed cost associated with it. But tell me, with your platform, how are you making your leveraging your platform? How do you make the grocery store? I'm using grocery store as an example, okay? Because all of
yeah,
us could
yeah,
relate to grocery stores. How do you make
yes,
the grocery store smarter, right? Because you're
right,
offering the solution to save the receipt. You're saving the planet, you're saving time and energy
yeah,
and frustration with the person when the receipt thing doesn't work. Okay.
correct.
So, even the self checkout counters, okay? I'm the
Mm,
guy who doesn't know how to pull the receipt out properly, okay? And I'm the guy who always ruins it. And I'm like, excuse me, lady,
yeah,
ma'am, can you please help me? Right? So there's people
the,
like me that. But what else?
I
What
get it.
else are you doing to
the
make it
the thing
amazing?
is that, which is so, I mean, it's kind of like continue. It's very intuitive if you think about it, but the receipt is basically like it's like it's like a collection of data, right? So you can, like,
Oh,
if you send that data, you could, for example, like the checkouts, right? The self checkouts. Yeah,
yeah.
you most of the time you need to scan the receipt to get out, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is just a barcode. That is just information that could as easily be in your mobile phone. It can be you just
Mm,
scan your mobile phone, but with that receipt, right?
yeah.
And when you get the receipt into an actual data, you can start adding like warranty times to the articles,
Mm,
or you can start adding like manuals or notification service, like, okay, hey, this
sure.
has an electrical fault, come in with this, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
because you get this communication where you can say, okay, this user got this article number, let's push notice him, this needs to get back, right?
Got it. Got it.
so
Got it.
so the thing is, when you create the receipt as a communication platform itself, it becomes kind of like you can relate anything as long as you have a related user to it, like on the other side.
Sure.
It's data.
Sure. Sure. So it's kind of like a smart receipt. You can actually get
Yeah,
this digital
smart receipt is a
receipt.
good name for it, actually.
See,
Yeah,
is it? Okay,
yeah,
right? If smart receipt is not there, you can always do smart receipt. Okay, with the Z, right?
yeah,
The
yeah,
domain.
exactly.
but
Why?
but but what? Yeah, the thing is the idea of creating value for the customer. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
just simply saying no or getting a digital copy is okay. But Sebastian, what didn't come out, and I wanted it to come out, is this idea that the digital copy they get is going to make them a smarter customer, and they're going
cool.
to enjoy the product more
Yeah,
because
I
they're going
agree.
to have their instruction manual. They're going to have access to, I buy salmon from the grocery store. I'm going to get ideas and
Mm,
and
yeah,
stuff around that to enrich my user experience.
yeah,
Okay, in the
yeah,
digital
exactly.
world, it'll connect me to a YouTube channel on how
Enrich
to
their life.
enjoy my salmon from the grocery store. Then it becomes more powerful because people want efficiency, right? When we
Yeah.
think about the value proposition, people want efficiency, but they
Mm,
also want to be informed. They want to make sure that all these components are happening because there's the value for the grocery store owner, right? They're
yeah,
dropping 2/3 their cost, okay, and saving the
correct,
planet. They
correct.
might even get a government subsidy for it. But the smart
Probably yes.
receipt itself, it is a token of communication on how you can enjoy the product more.
Yeah,
Okay. Right. Along with the transactional details. Okay. And what that
yeah.
does is if you can enjoy it more, what happens is you start to become more of a repeat customer. Correct.
I like to enjoy the product more. Good. Go on.
Right. right? Does that make sense? You know,
Yeah, it
Sebastian, I
makes
think
total sense. It's
I
definitely,
can
yeah.
I can see you typing stuff, so I'm assuming what I'm
Yeah,
saying is adding
I'm
value.
making notes for myself. I need to make notes. Yeah, definitely.
No problem. But Sebastian, I want to pitch your idea to you. Okay,
Yeah,
right? So I'm gonna pitch the Z platform to you now. Okay, you're looking for $2 million US to kind of get these things going. Once we hit the top, you now are Norway royalty, right? You might know a name. You can be the prince of, we're
yeah,
hitting the top. Feel free to introduce yourself, and I will do my pitch. Over to you.
yeah. So, hi Ash, I'm Sebastian from a little small town called Oslo, but we have a big house. It's a royal house. So, shoot, man.
Nice to meet you. My name is Ash Singh, and I'm part of the Zeep team. As you know, you've probably gone through the journey where you go to a grocery store and they offer you a receipt. This has not changed over the last, 50 years. They give you a piece of paper and it does nothing for you. We have actually created a smart digital platform that plugs into almost every point of sale in Norway and allows the cashier to give you a digital receipt, okay, that goes directly to your phone, but it also provides not only the transaction information, but the warranty information and how they can use the product better to enrich your user experience. It saves two-thirds the cost for the grocery store owner, but it also improves your chances of repeat buying. We think that this is going to be the future of a pretty boring idea, but there's 1.8 billion transactions in Norway every year. And we think that this could be the next big thing. I'd love to talk to you as Norway royalty on how we can make this happen. And maybe we can even put, your face on the receipt as well. Okay. Just to kind of, take it to the next level. That's a joke. Would love to talk to you more about it over coffee. I just made that up at the end, but it was kind of cheesy.
That was
But
good.
Sebastian, you get what I was trying to do? I was
Definitely.
talking about the value to the owner and the value to the user, and then the overall opportunity for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Save money, save paper, have more information, and have more of an enriched experience. If I had a little bit more time, I would have talked about the fact how the repeat buying happens and what's
Yeah.
the probability of repeat. Okay.
Yeah.
You just
Exactly.
bought this lemon. Why don't you try this, this, and this? And if you can prove that out, Sebastian, that I think is the bigger thing. Okay. Because
Definitely.
then you have what I would call instant loyalty. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of
Instant,
people,
instant loyalty. Yeah.
you
Makes
have
sense.
loyalty programs where you collect points for a very long time and then you try to redeem them. That is old school. We want to do real time loyalty. Real time loyalty is getting the receipt, okay, and saying, oh, I just got an idea for my salmon and I need to go buy some seaweed because I'm doing sushi tonight. And instantly I come right back in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. It's
instantly,
like a
right?
recurring
Right?
recurring door.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you build the algorithm as such to know that if the person's at the point of sale, you can instantly discount the seaweed for 10% if they buy it right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what Amazon did. When you buy a product and they're like, people that bought this also bought this, right?
Yeah. We
Okay.
can actually
It's
make
the
that
same thing.
we could make that.
Yes, in a point of sale environment.
Yeah,
Sebastian, does that make sense?
That is possible. Okay, cool.
Does that make sense, Sebastian, from a product perspective? Because then you're 10xing the value for your customer.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
that makes
That's
sense.
the point. When we're selling a product, if the guy knows that he's going to sell, a grocery store owner, it's about the shopping cart size. That's their language for
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
We have to help them compete with e-commerce. So let's bring the Amazon technology and bring it
To the
in and
fucking
the
physical
instant
store.
discounting and increase the cart size by 30% or 20% using our
Yeah.
platform. Okay. And they're going to be like, really? Tell me how I can do that. They're going to push forward and say, I want to buy your product now. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want for you, Sebastian. Does that make sense?
That makes complete sense. Yes.
Excellent.
That was
Sebastian,
good.
great to hear from you. Love what you're doing. Let's level this up and make sure that we make a huge success in Norway. Okay. We do want to connect you. I have a really good friend who's actually now based in Singapore, was one of the early people in this space, in the internet space. And I want to talk to him about how we're going to get you your funding sorted. Okay. So remind me to connect the dots with one of my friends. His name's William Klipkin. And he's based out of Singapore right now. He's a good personal friend. All right. So let's make that happen for you. All right.
Awesome, Ash. Thanks.
Great.
My pleasure.
Also, Sebastian,
Simran.
there's some really good feedback in the chat. So make sure you go and review that and connect with anyone who's been giving you some good feedback.